Okay, so maybe we can start with a brief, talking about yourself. Like, what do you do in Vertiv, and what does your like a day looks like at Vertiv?
Sure. Well, I guess, Chris, typical thing about my day is that it's not typical. My official title is the marketing manager for Middle East and Africa, and which is a very general, broad title. I guess everything related to this region, so Middle East and Africa, that falls under marketing, whether it's telemarketing events, PR, channel campaigns, falls under my responsibility. Of course, it's not mine alone. I'm supported by a wonderful team of supporting colleagues and um, corporate marketing as well. So I would actually have to say my responsibility probably is to assist others to be successful.
Okay, okay, okay. And did you always know that you wanted to work in the technology industry? Like, how did you decide on doing that?
Definitely not. If you had told I guess the 15-year-old self that one day you're going to be driving growth in critical infrastructure solutions in Middle East and Africa, she probably would have given you a sarcastic nod and continued munching on her burger. So I was given the opportunity sorry, apologies. I was given the opportunity to join Emerson Network Power as a PA to the MD at the time. So I actually wasn't too interested in the technology. I wasn't too sure when someone said data centers to me. I kind of thought, oh, okay. But so I was more interested in the role. And when I met Pierre, his passion for this industry is infectious. He's a great salesperson, I have to say, and he roped me into saying yes, to which I'm thankful every day for. But and it's I'm exceptionally appreciative to the people who supported me to get here today.
Okay, that sounds interesting, actually. So, you would say that that is what got you interested in technology, or did you always have an interest in technology from the start? Like, are you into like latest gadgets, gaming, for maybe, for example, new technologies like AI, VR? Is that something that interests you?
I think that things like AI and AR and all these new realities, it's definitely interesting because it's a different world. But the interest in the industry, I probably developed that when I actually started in the industry. Joining Emerson Network Power and then stepping into the marketing shoes, it was a massive learning curve. And the more I learned about data centers, about UPS, about thermal management, it becomes a very interesting topic because if you think about the growth in data and cloud, and I, as a layman consumer of technology and my phone, I had no conception of the cloud. It's a cloud, it's somewhere there, but actually there is a backbone to that cloud. There is an infrastructure, critical infrastructure, and learning more about that really opened my eyes to this whole new world of technology in this industry. So the interest definitely developed when I was in the industry. And I can't believe actually that there should be a whole new module. There should be a whole module at schools, in a school that teaching children about data centers. And maybe there is, it's been a while since I've been at school, but it's a very interesting industry.
So, do you think our world would be different if more women were working in the STEM, sector as well?
I guess we'll find out, Chris. I don't know about it yet, but I think actually when you asked me this question, I kind of did a bit of research and looking at this report that the UN issued, cracking the code in 2017. They looked at this topic in detail, why there's not so many women in STEM, and it is interesting. I can't deny that when I look around the industry, there is a ratio of more men to women. But I don't think it's about the industry itself. I don't think it's about the companies and the industries. Companies like Vertiv are very inclusive of women. They promote gender diversity. Just recently in February, we had two of our leading women in tech in the company being part of a panelist for this Women in Tech Industry event. I think it's more about if you look back into the kind of the way that the females are brought up, the way that the influences of a young child's life. And through all those influences like family and friends and schools, there's sort of this lack of, I would say, equal influences. So female women, young children, they grow up thinking that STEM is not a very female friendly industry and it's very male dominated. And I think because of that, because of those kinds of influences, women grow up not having the confidence to go into this sort of industry. So but we've seen a lot of progress recently. There has been, I believe, an increase in women in research and development. I think we're now in 35%, and it's improving. So I guess we'll find out what the world becomes when more women in STEM.
So in your day-to-day work life, what kind of challenges do you face?
Um, it's difficult because I cannot claim to speak on behalf of all women in tech. For me, there are no obstacles. It's just challenges, and every new adventure that you face as an individual comes with its set of challenges, which, as you as an individual, need to decide how you're going to overcome these. I think that it starts with a mentality that there are no obstacles. It's just a challenge, and I have to navigate how to come around these. For me in this industry, I think the biggest challenge was the learning curve, was to start understanding the basics of the technology. I was fortunate enough to be surrounded by very supportive colleagues, inspirational mentors, and a company that fosters sort of an improvement in your skill sets. So I really didn't face any obstacles, and I don't feel like I face obstacles today being a woman. I think that we have training programs like the academy that Vertiv offers, that offers basic programs on explaining the basic technology to people. And so there were plenty of sources for me to dive into and get that knowledge that I needed to be where I am today.
So what sort of advice do you have for women who are looking to break into the technology industry as a career choice?
Definitely don't be intimidated. I can't, of course, I can't speak for the industry, but just judging from my own personal experience in this company, I'm surrounded by people who are, one of our core values is assisting others to be successful, and I see that every day. And I see it in the colleagues, I see it in the senior management of the company, right from the CEO all the way down to the front office administrator. Everybody is very supportive, and I guess that's what I probably would have told my early self, that don't be intimidated by this industry. I don't come from an engineering background. I didn't find that as an obstacle. It depends on how much you want to learn as an individual, how much you want to absorb that knowledge, and then that will determine how far you go. And that's kind of what I would say.
So the last question would be about after a day's work, what do you do to unwind, like over the weekends, something that you like to do?
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends on the season. Being in the UAE, I live in Dubai, and we have great weather at the moment. So anything outdoors is my cup of tea. I drive TJs, so whether me and my partner, we take our TJs out to the desert and we do some dune bashing, as they call it, or whether it's hiking in Ras Al Khaimah with our two dogs. I think as long as you surround yourself with people who you love and who care about you, it's very easy to unwind.
Thank you, Zainab. It was nice speaking to you as well again. And I look forward to speaking to you again in the future as well.
Yeah, Chris, I'm sure we'll have many more chats like this. Thank you very much. I appreciate your
Thank
time.
you.